The moment you understand that the universe is not speaking in words, but in frequency, your entire reality begins to change. Everything you see, touch, feel, or desire vibrates at a specific frequency. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are aligned with. The universe isn't ignoring you, it's mirroring you. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every belief you hold sends out a signal, and that signal is the language the universe listens to. When you master that language, reality bends in your favor. Think about this. Radio waves exist all around you right now, but unless you tune your device to the right frequency, you won't hear the music. The universe works the same way. You can't hear its song until you tune your consciousness to its station. That's why some people seem effortlessly lucky, while others feel stuck. Not because the universe favors some over others, but because some people have learned how to tune in. The first key to speaking the universe's language is awareness. Awareness that everything is energy. Imagine your thoughts as seeds. Each one carries a vibration, a frequency that resonates outward into the field of infinite potential. When you plant seeds of fear, you harvest limitation. When you plant seeds of belief, gratitude, and clarity, you harvest experiences that match those frequencies. The universe doesn't speak English or Urdu or any human tongue. It communicates through vibration, emotion, and alignment. The universe feels you before it hears you. You might think, but I've been asking for what I want for years, and nothing's happening. The truth is, asking with your words means little if your vibration says otherwise. If you're asking for abundance while feeling desperate, you're still vibrating at the frequency of lack. The universe reads that energy and mirrors it right back. Speaking the language of the universe means translating your desire into emotion, not saying, I want it, but feeling as if it's already yours. Emotion is the universe's grammar, belief is its syntax. When you say, I am, the universe listens carefully. I am successful. I am powerful. I am loved. These are not just affirmations, they are vibrational commands. But if deep down you feel unworthy or doubtful, the frequency of those words is distorted. So the goal is not to just speak it, but to become it, to embody the vibration of what you seek. The language of the universe doesn't pass through your lips, it emanates from your heart. Think of how water reacts to sound. When scientists play different frequencies near water, it forms complex geometric patterns. Beautiful sounds create symmetry. Harsh tones create chaos. Your body is made of mostly water. Your thoughts and emotions are constantly shaping that inner structure. When you think negatively, you send distortion through your entire being. When you think with love, gratitude, and clarity, your inner water harmonizes. And suddenly reality flows differently around you. You've experienced this before, even without realizing it. When you wake up with a bad mood, things just keep going wrong. Traffic, arguments, missed opportunities. That's not coincidence. That's frequency alignment. But when you feel good, when you feel grateful for no reason, life starts to flow smoother. People smile at you, chances open up, timing feels perfect. That is the universe responding to your vibration in real time. It's not magic, it's resonance. Resonance means matching frequency. The law of resonance is older than any religion, older than human language itself. When one tuning fork vibrates, another nearby begins to vibrate at the same frequency. That's the essence of how the universe communicates. Everything is a mirror of your internal vibration. You don't chase your dreams into existence, you resonate with them. But here's where most people go wrong. They try to use force instead of frequency. They try to control outcomes instead of aligning with them. You can't yell at the universe to bring you love or money or success. You must become the version of yourself who already has it. This is not positive thinking, it's energetic fluency. It's not about pretending you're happy, it's about shifting your baseline vibration until joy, peace, and abundance become your natural state. To speak the universe's language, silence is sometimes your loudest sentence. In stillness, your vibration becomes clear. Meditation isn't about emptying the mind, it's about tuning it. Every great mystic, scientist, and enlightened thinker understood this. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." That wasn't poetry. It was instruction. When you meditate, breathe deeply, and observe your thoughts without judgment, you are cleaning the static from your signal. Each deep breath aligns your cells, slows your thoughts, and recalibrates your energy. The universe doesn't respond to chaos, it responds to coherence. The more coherent your energy becomes, the more clearly your intentions are heard. That's when coincidences begin to multiply, when intuition grows stronger, and when reality feels like it's conspiring in your favor. You've probably noticed that sometimes you think of someone, and they suddenly call you. That's not random. That's resonance, a subtle energetic communication between two consciousnesses on the same frequency. The universe's language is telepathic in nature. It operates beyond time, beyond distance. When you understand that, you stop forcing outcomes and start aligning frequencies. Every emotion has a vibration. Love vibrates at 528 Hz, gratitude at around 540, while fear and anger vibrate much lower. That's not metaphorical, that's measurable. Your energy field shifts every time your emotion changes. When you stay in a high vibration, your electromagnetic field sends a coherent signal that shapes reality around you. That's why gratitude is one of the most powerful universal languages. It immediately raises your frequency and tells the universe, I am already in harmony with abundance. But gratitude isn't a trick to get more. It's a recognition of what already is. When you say thank you for the unseen, you're speaking directly to the creative field that manifests reality. The moment you genuinely feel grateful for something that hasn't happened yet, you collapse the distance between imagination and manifestation. The universe reads that gratitude as confirmation and begins arranging matter to reflect it. Reality is a feedback loop. What you emit, you receive. The universe is not testing you, it's translating you. The question isn't, why isn't it happening? But, what vibration am I transmitting? Once you understand this, life becomes a dance instead of a struggle. Every situation becomes a conversation between your inner energy and the infinite field that surrounds you. And here's the beautiful paradox. The universe doesn't speak in linear sentences, it speaks in synchronicities. You ask through vibration, and it answers through signs, symbols, timing, and alignment. The song you randomly hear, the number that keeps repeating, the stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear. Those are not coincidences, those are messages. Once you become fluent, the universe becomes an open dialogue. You can start small. Notice how you feel around different people or in different environments. That's your inner translator working. When you feel drained, your frequency is mismatched. When you feel alive and expansive, your frequency is aligned. Start listening to those subtle cues. They are the universe whispering back to you. You've been speaking the universe's language all along, whether you knew it or not. The difference now is awareness, the ability to speak consciously instead of unconsciously. From this moment, every thought, every word, every feeling becomes a line in your dialogue with creation itself. You are not separate from the universe. You are one of its sentences. The universe is constantly responding to your energy, not your words, not your wishes, but your energetic signature. Every morning when you wake up, you begin broadcasting your frequency into the field around you. It's not something you consciously turn on or off. It's automatic like a heartbeat. That's why your first thoughts of the day are so powerful. If you wake up feeling grateful and calm, your vibration carries that signal outward. But if you start the day stressed, angry, or fearful, that frequency ripples through everything you touch. You are both the sender and receiver of the cosmic message, shaping reality moment by moment through the vibration of your consciousness. To speak the universe's language fluently, you must understand the power of coherence. Coherence means alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When these three are in harmony, your signal becomes clear. When they conflict, your frequency becomes distorted, like static on a radio. Imagine wanting love but secretly believing you're unworthy of it. That inner contradiction scrambles your signal. The universe can't deliver a clear reflection when your vibration keeps changing. So, the practice is simple: align what you think, what you feel, and what you do. Speak, feel, and act as if your desired reality already exists. That's when the universe can finally understand you. Let's put it another way. The universe doesn't respond to effort, it responds to essence. You can't trick it with empty affirmations or forced positivity. What matters is the authenticity behind your vibration. When you speak words that don't match your inner state, the energy field reads the truth beneath them. That's why pretending to be happy when you're not doesn't change much, but finding one small, genuine reason to smile can shift everything. Authentic energy is magnetic, artificial energy repels. The more real you are, the more clearly the universe can converse with you. Emotion is the bridge. Think of emotion as energy in motion. Every emotion you feel releases a specific electromagnetic signal. When you feel love, your heart emits a coherent rhythm that synchronizes your brain waves and even influences the electromagnetic field around your body. Scientists have measured this. Your heart's field can extend several feet beyond your physical form. That means your emotional state literally affects the energy around you. The universe speaks in that heart-based frequency, not in intellectual logic. So if you truly want to communicate with the cosmos, speak from the heart, not the head. This is why the most powerful manifestors aren't necessarily the smartest or most logical people. They're the most aligned. They trust their feelings, they listen to intuition, they surrender control. They understand that the universe's language flows through them like music, and their job is not to force the melody, but to stay in tune. When you try to control every note, you lose the harmony. When you let go and flow, the universe plays through you. Stillness is part of this communication too. The universe speaks most clearly in silence, but most people are too noisy to hear it. Every worry, every overthought, every fear creates static in your energetic field. You can't hear the guidance of the universe through that noise. Meditation, grounding, walking in nature. These aren't spiritual luxuries, they are tuning practices. When you quiet the mind, the message becomes audible. Inspiration, synchronicity, intuition. These are not accidents, they are translations of the universal frequency into human perception. Have you ever had a gut feeling so strong that ignoring it led to regret? That was the universe trying to communicate. Your intuition is not some mystical power, it's your built-in translator. The more you trust it, the clearer the language becomes. The challenge is, intuition often whispers while fear shouts. Fear tries to protect you, but it speaks from limitation. Intuition speaks from expansion. When you follow intuition, your path aligns in mysterious ways. When you follow fear, your path contracts. Learning to discern between the two is like learning the difference between static and melody. The universe doesn't punish or reward, it reflects. If you hold resentment, life sends you mirrors that amplify it. If you hold compassion, life mirrors that too. That's why forgiveness is not about letting others off the hook. It's about clearing your own vibration. You cannot speak fluently in the language of the universe while carrying the heavy accent of pain. Every grudge is a distortion, every resentment a misalignment. When you forgive, you're not erasing the past, you're releasing its frequency so that new patterns can emerge. You must also learn the power of trust. The universe's timing is not your timing, but it is always precise. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust that the soil is doing its job. The same goes for your desires. The moment you set an intention and align with it emotionally, it's already planted. Your only task after that is to nurture it through vibration, to remain in faith rather than fear, in gratitude rather than doubt. The need for control is the language of scarcity. Trust is the language of creation. Trust transforms waiting into alignment. When you are truly aligned, waiting doesn't feel like delay, it feels like preparation. Every event, every setback, every coincidence is a syllable in the universe's conversation with you. When something doesn't happen, it's often a not yet. Sometimes, the universe delays your manifestation to refine your vibration. What you want might not have changed, but who you are becoming must match it first. The universe doesn't give you what you ask for, it gives you what you are ready to hold. Energy follows attention. Wherever you focus your attention, energy flows. If you focus on problems, you amplify them. If you focus on possibilities, you amplify those. The universe interprets your focus as your intention. So when you constantly dwell on what's wrong, you're unconsciously speaking the language of lack. But when you start appreciating what's right, you begin speaking the language of abundance. Gratitude is not about ignoring reality. It's about amplifying the frequencies that create more of what you love. One of the most direct ways to tune into the universe is through breath. Breathing is the most primal form of energy exchange. Every inhale draws in universal life force. Every exhale releases what no longer serves you. When your breathing is shallow, your connection weakens. When it's deep and intentional, your energy field expands. Try it now. Inhale as if you're breathing in the infinite. Exhale as if you're releasing resistance. Do that for 1 minute, and you'll feel your vibration shift. That's not imagination. That's resonance recalibration. Speaking the universe's language isn't about learning new words. It's about remembering an ancient feeling. You already knew this language before you were born. The language of energy, flow, and creation. You felt it as a child when imagination was your native tongue, when everything felt alive and connected. The conditioning of adulthood made you forget, but you can relearn at any time by reconnecting to wonder. Curiosity is a dialect of the universe. When you approach life with awe instead of fear, the cosmos becomes your classroom again. The universe doesn't want perfection, it wants presence. Presence is pure vibration, the state of being fully here now. When you're present, you're no longer replaying the past or fearing the future. You are vibrating at the frequency of creation itself. The eternal now, That's the only place where true communication happens. The universe doesn't speak in future tense, it speaks in this moment. So when you align your awareness with now, your words become spells, your thoughts become architects, and your emotions become instruments of creation. Reality starts bending the moment you realize that language is not made of letters. It's made of energy. Every time you feel joy, gratitude, or peace, you're fluently conversing with the cosmos. Every time you judge, doubt, or fear, you're speaking in distortion. But the universe never stops listening. It's patient. It keeps mirroring until you remember the original language, love. The final mastery of speaking the universe's language comes when you stop trying to speak at all and start becoming the message itself. You see, the universe is not something outside of you. It's breathing through you. Every thought, every heartbeat, every act of kindness or cruelty is the universe experiencing itself through you. When you realize that, you stop asking, "How do I make the universe hear me?" and start realizing, "I am how the universe speaks." That's when true fluency begins, when you no longer see yourself as separate from creation but as creation in motion. Everything in your life right now is a translation of your frequency. Your relationships, your health, your finances, your environment. They are all mirrors. You can't argue with the reflection in the mirror to change what it shows. You must change the expression on your face. Likewise, to change the outer world, you must adjust your inner vibration. This isn't philosophy. It's physics. Energy organizes itself based on coherence, and your emotions determine that coherence. That's why the same person can live in the same city, under the same sky, yet experience an entirely different reality. It's not the outer world that changes first, it's the vibration of perception that does. So, how do you actually live this language every day? It begins with awareness. Awareness is your translator. The more aware you are of your thoughts, feelings, and reactions, the more consciously you can choose their frequency. Most people live on autopilot, repeating emotional patterns without realizing they're broadcasting the same signal that keeps recreating their struggles. You can't speak a new language with old patterns. Awareness interrupts the cycle. When you catch yourself thinking, "Nothing ever works out for me," pause, feel the emotion behind it, then shift it consciously. Replace it not just with a new thought but with a new vibration. A breath of relief, a spark of gratitude, even a small smile. That's the start of a new sentence in your conversation with the universe. Next comes alignment through action. Energy moves where you move. You can't vibrate abundance while behaving from scarcity. You can't attract love while acting from fear. When your actions contradict your vibration, the signal weakens. Every aligned action, no matter how small, reinforces your frequency. If you desire love, treat yourself with the tenderness you wish to receive. If you desire success, show up each day as the version of you who already has it. This isn't pretending, it's broadcasting. The universe doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. It responds to vibration. When you act as if, you begin to tune your energetic field to the frequency of your desired outcome. Intention is another key aspect of this language. Intention is focused vibration. Without it, your energy disperses like a whisper in the wind. With it, your energy becomes a laser beam. But true intention is not control, it's clarity. It's the difference between saying, "I want this," and declaring, "I am aligned with this." The first implies lack, the second commands resonance. When you set an intention, feel it in your body. See it as already done. Let the emotion of completion flow through you. That feeling is your message. You are not requesting, you are confirming. Now, let's talk about resistance, the static that interrupts your universal signal. Resistance is the friction between your desires and your doubts. It's the inner voice that says, "What if it doesn't work?" Or, "Who am I to have that?" You don't eliminate resistance by fighting it, you transmute it through awareness. When resistance arises, see it as feedback, not failure. It means part of you is asking for integration. Sit with the feeling, breathe into it, and remind yourself the universe isn't against me, it's showing me where my vibration needs tuning. The moment you stop resisting resistance, it dissolves. One of the most advanced forms of universal communication is surrender. Surrender is not giving up, it's giving over. It's trusting that the intelligence that spins galaxies also knows how to organize your life. When you surrender, you stop sending mixed signals. You align your energy with the natural flow of creation. This doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing only what feels aligned and releasing attachment to the outcome. When you say, "This or something better," you open infinite doors. The universe always delivers what matches your highest frequency, not your lowest fear. Let's take this deeper sound and vibration literally shape matter. In experiments with cymatics, scientists place sand on a vibrating plate and change the frequency. At low frequencies, the sand forms random chaos. At higher frequencies, it arranges into perfect geometric patterns. That's how your thoughts work. Low-frequency thoughts, fear, jealousy, doubt create chaotic experiences. High-frequency thoughts, love, joy, gratitude, create harmony and beauty. Your life is a cymatic pattern made visible. Each thought is a note, each emotion is a tone. When your inner music is harmonious, the geometry of your life becomes sacred. But remember, learning the universe's language isn't about never feeling low vibrations. It's about becoming aware of them and recalibrating quickly. Even sadness has wisdom, even fear has frequency. When you stop labeling emotions as good or bad, you begin to hear their message. Every emotion is energy seeking expression. Speak to it. Ask what it's trying to teach you. That is how you evolve from being a reactive participant in the universe to being a conscious co-creator. This is the shift from asking to knowing. When you're asking, you're vibrating uncertainty. When you're knowing, you're vibrating alignment. The universe always meets you at your knowing. That's why faith feels powerful. Not because it convinces the universe, but because it aligns your vibration to certainty. When you know that something is already on its way, you emit the same frequency as the version of you that already has it. And then, reality rearranges to meet that version. There comes a moment when you no longer chase signs because you become the sign. Synchronicities still happen, but now you see them as reflections, not proofs. You walk through life like a radio perfectly tuned, broadcasting love, peace, and power. The more fluent you become, the quieter your mind gets. You realize that the universe was never hiding its language from you. It was waiting for you to remember how to listen. And when you finally do, everything changes. You begin noticing the symmetry between your inner state and your outer world. You start trusting your timing, even when it looks imperfect. You find peace not because everything is certain, but because you understand the conversation. You speak through gratitude, listen through intuition, and live through alignment. The universe becomes less of a mystery and more of a companion, a constant dialogue between your soul and infinity. In the end, speaking the universe's language is not about learning something new. It's about remembering what you are: vibration, consciousness, energy, and motion. Every breath you take is a message. Every heartbeat is an echo of creation. You are not separate from the stars. You are made of the same frequency that sings them into being. When you live with that awareness, you don't just speak the universe's language. You become its voice. So close your eyes for a moment. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the quiet hum behind all sound. That hum is the original language. That's the voice that creates worlds, moves galaxies, and whispers your name through eternity. It has been waiting for you to answer, not with words, but with vibration. Speak now, not with your tongue, but with your energy. Say to the universe, "I am ready to remember," and in that moment it will respond, because it always has been.